It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, this past week, I got to go back to my most favorite franchise on planet Earth. And I'm talking about the one and only Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, to be specific. And I might get into that, but first, a couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Got some plays over in Kalamazoo this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Torba, and Kalamazoo. Believe it or not, you're one of the few cities in the Lower Peninsula that I've just not been to yet. Now, for whatever reason, in my 49 years on planet Earth, I have just not been there. And I'm not really sure why, and I can't explain it. No diss to your city. I'm sure it's absolutely magnificent. But for whatever reason, I've not been there, but I plan to visit soon. I was in Battle Creek at the casino recently. No, losing money, winning money, and I was close by. Maybe next time I'll just drop by in Kalamazoo and hang out, see the sights, go to the mall, whatever, get some food, yeah. So anyway, thanks, listen, appreciate it, guys, it's gratitude. And additionally, this episode is brought to you by the artist named SonZu Cosmic. SonZu Cosmic's been part of the Existing Fiction family since 2022-21, putting out a lot of cosmic raps with his unique style of rhyming and rapping. He is one of the most popular artists on our roster, so I'll put the link below to his music so you can check it out, hear what he's all about. I'm on a lot of those tracks, Jay Cortez. We do a lot of stuff together, and we have a good time making these tracks. So check out SonZu Cosmic, put the link below. Now, let's get to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we went back to Starfleet this week, and we talked about a lot of things, and we learned some things we didn't know before about some characters that we love. At least I love them. I know a lot of people do love them. So this week, we got to follow the adventures of Sam, the one and only photonic, I believe, entity person on the ship. I believe the only one even in communication with the Federation Starfleet at all, because they fear the organics, as they call it, because they just don't trust them from things that happened in the past. So in the past, the organics treated the photonics poorly, and so they're staying away. And she's there to be the emissary to discover what humans about, and is it okay to kind of reintegrate with the humans? And so in the process of doing this, she stumbles on, discovers the Cisco. Now the Cisco is Benjamin Sisko from Deep Space Nine. If you've not seen Deep Space Nine, I highly recommend you go see it. It is one of the best Star Trek shows ever made. Phenomenal. Now in its time, back in the 90s, I don't think it was as appreciated as it is now. It is a phenomenal ride. It's wonderful. I love the show. Fantastic. Benjamin Sisko is one of my favorite captains of all time. I mean, he struck Q in the mouth. If you know who Q is, he hit Q. He's like, bro, we don't play this. He hit him right in the mouth. He never came back. Q bugs Jean-Luc Picard all the time. Sisko just hit him in the mouth one time. He never came back. So anyway, Sam kind of goes on this rabbit hole to kind of discover, what happened with Sisko. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that. There may be some things that I say that maybe seem as maybe controversial. It's not meant to be. I'm just exploring the topic and just telling you what I see. Now, in the episode, though, it does seem like they explore religious myth quite a bit, because in the future, Sisko is kind of like a religious myth. So in the show, he went to this, celestial temple, and he connected with wormhole aliens, and I believe on Bajor, he is seen as some kind of deity type position or status. I think, I could be wrong on that. I think that's the way he's interpreted to be. I believe that's true. And so the stories of what happened to him over the years since, Deep Space Nine to in Starfleet Academy are like that of maybe a religious figure like Jesus or Muhammad or any other one you want to insert. And so she's trying to figure out exactly what happened. And she's going to different places to learn more about the history of Sisko. Now in 2026, as I stand here on planet Earth in the state of Michigan, I've had numerous conversations about human beings from the past. the founding fathers of America, religious figures from across the globe, any person who lived in the past, Rome, Europe. I've had many conversations with a lot of young people about these particular figures. Kind of what they're doing in Starfleet Academy. Like, in Starfleet Academy, based on Starfleet history, we saw what happened with Sisko, so we watched it. In our real lives, we don't know. We don't know what happened with the founding fathers of America. We don't know what happened with these religious figures. We don't know. We were not there, right? We don't know. We have to do what Sam is doing in this episode. And in some moments of time, there is doubt to what actually really happened. This is what happened. Is this real? This is not real, right? And this is what she's doing. She's trying to dissect that. She's trying to gather to find out what happened to the Sisko. And a lot of it, man, is faith, belief, now and there, because they don't have proof or documentation, definitively of what actually took place in this space. Now, as a 50-year-old man, just diving into that whole idea of past versus now and trying to decipher exactly what took place does seem to be getting a little bit muddied, right? Slightly. The further away from it, the tails stretch just like the telephone game. So we can't be 100% positive maybe what happened in certain circumstances. I hear we get an idea and a picture by taking stories from other places and see where they intersect at. But even that being said, it's hard to get a clear picture of that. And I even go a little further, right? And I don't mean to be controversial. I'm just saying, though, like something took place in 2021, I believe, that we saw on network TV. It was on TV for everybody to see. And even that, which is a few years back, is still open to interpretation. What exactly happened? So we see it on the screen. Like, we don't even know what happened here. And it's right on the screen. And we have different viewpoints. So going back to antiquity on Earth, our timeline, it can be hard to figure this out. Now, Starfleet, they have more technology and all these things, but they still go back to the tried and true way of doing it. The people that knew the man, right? And so in this episode, we see the return of Jake Sisko, older, a writer, and in this particular episode, spoiler, he wrote a book talking about his dad. And the man he knew had his dad. Not the celestial guy, not the wormhole alien guy, or the guy who seems like a deity, but the man himself. But, Sam encounters Jake and asks, hey, he just left you, man. How do you feel about that? And so when I saw the show initially in the 90s, I hadn't thought about that. But, Benjamin Sisko went to Celestial Temple. And he left his kid and his woman, there. I think his wife, if I remember correctly, his wife was still alive, I believe. I don't think she died. I might remember that wrong. But I know for sure Jake Sisko was there. And so, he just left. And I never really thought about that at all, until now. But in the episode, he said, it didn't matter. He was always there. Now, one additional thing about Benjamin Sisko I want to say as well, and in a time back then to be showing a strong, powerful African-American being a great father is phenomenally great. And not just for African American, but just to be a good father in general. There's a lot of not good fathers across all, different demographics, right? But seeing a strong guy still taking care of his kid, it was great to see. And also doing his job, taking care of business, and being a strong leader. To have a strong, dad in a position was great on Star Trek. And I believe it's the only time we've seen a parent in a position of the captain. I think that's true. I may not be right. So I've always thought Sisko was a great captain. He's one of my favorites. Honestly, all the captains have great things about him. It's hard to rank them because they're all just written so well. But Sisko's always a powerful character. Always great. I quote him all the time. He has phenomenal quotes. He loves baseball. I love baseball. I think baseball is a phenomenal game. Now, in the 90s, when he was talking about baseball, I didn't like it really like that. But now as an older man, I really love the game. In the past summer, I saw a live game, had great seats, saw first take, saw the game in action. I watched it on TV all the time. I love the game itself. And the fact that Sisko does it just says a lot. Because baseball's a certain type of thing. It takes a certain type of individual to really like it, in my opinion. So yeah, Sisko has always been dope. And when it was time to go to war, the Dominion War, he had all the Starfleet morals, all the Starfleet values. He was trained as a superb Starfleet officer. But when it was time to go to war and win wars, he took care of the business. He knew what had to be done. If you watch Deep Space Nine and the Dominion War, it's phenomenal. It's a well-written tale of basically military strategy, terrorism, counterterrorism, guerrilla warfare. It's all in this particular series. It was really well-written. Now, someone that studied those things after the show in the 2000s, mid-2000s, 2010s, I was studying this hardcore. And to go back and watch Deep Space Nine to see how they integrated those ideas into the show is phenomenal. Because a lot of the concepts in that space of military thought and strategy is in the show. I was like, bro, this is phenomenal. There's spycraft in it. There's all types of cool stuff in this show. I feel why maybe I didn't connect with it as much in that time period because I wasn't well read enough. I didn't know enough about the world to appreciate what was in it. It is phenomenally well written. I think Stephen Ivan Bear wrote it with other people, which is a phenomenal mind. It was really good. It still holds up today. It's one of the more popular shows I think that was streamed on Netflix a while back. It's just very super popular. So the fact that they did an episode just paying tribute to this wonderful, wonderful character. And in Avery Brooks, the way he presented him, the way he speaks, powerful speech, powerful voice, powerful man. Just a great actor. I always loved him in this. I think back that he was in like Spencer for Hire. Good in that too. Great look, bald head. I have a bald head now. Phenomenal guy. I love Benjamin Sisko. In fact, I was talking with a young man and I was selling him on the idea how Star Trek is powerful because a lot of the roles are of people that aren't necessarily seen in powerful positions on media at the time. Another example I use is Nichelle Nichols. Nichelle Nichols played a Uhura who was on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise in the 60s when the rights for African Americans were not as good as they are now, if you perceive them to be good now. She was shown in a powerful position on that bridge, right? A powerful African American woman in space, doing a powerful position, right? Doing a good job. It's great. It's great that Star Trek has always been inclusive, showing people that maybe be considered minority groups in powerful positions. I think it's phenomenal. It's great. And they always do it. They've been known to do it. It's a very intellectual show, and I think that's why some people don't like it, because they don't want the intellectual part of it. That's the magic of it. That's what makes it so wonderful. The stories in these episodes going back to the 60s can be taught in classrooms, can be looked at and thought about for years. You go watch these older episodes of Deep Space Nine or any Star Trek, and it can raise thought-provoking ideas. Me and my lady watching Starfleet Academy had conversations about the show because it's written in that way. And my girl, like I said, is not really a big fan of Star Trek, but she's into this one, right? I've been saying they've been known to do this for a long period of time. And that's why I love the show so much. So Sisko, the mystery, all that is just another great element in the beautiful tapestry of Star Trek, right? It's fitting that it's Black History Month this week. It's also fitting that it's the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, and all the tales of the great characters of the Starfleet tapestry of history can be told in this show. And like I said, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to do well. And then one additional thing I do want to say as well. So not only do we have the Doctor from back in the day. So the Doctor was on the bridge of Voyager back in the day. So, he's part of that, the Picard era. And he's now in the future, right? But what? We got somebody else. Somebody else that was just revealed to be in the current timeline, in the current episode, who was back in the day on Deep Space Nine. And if you watch Deep Space Nine, you know there's only one character, or a couple characters that could probably do that. And I think you know who it is. So we got to see the return of Dax. I believe this one's name is Isla Dax, right? Isla Dax. It's the same Dax that was Jetsia Dax, Curzon Dax, and the other Dax that was in later seasons of Deep Space Nine. Now, if you don't know the lore of Star Trek, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what that means. In the universe of Star Trek, there's a species called the Trill. So these Trills have an alien inside a host, right? And the host of the Trill people, and I think the alien, I can't remember the name of it. But what happens is they go from body to body of Trills, and it's an honor to have this happen, I believe, if I remember correctly. These keep getting passed on for years upon years, right? And so in Deep Space Nine, when we first encountered Jetsia Dax, Sisko knew Jetsia Dax when Jetsia Dax was Curzon Dax, right? He's always calling Jetsia Dax old man because he knew Curzon Dax was this big burly dude. Now the same Curzon Dax, Jetsia Dax, and the other Dax, I can't remember her name, from Deep Space Nine, and is now the same Dax. And it's played by the lady in Lower Decks. She seems to be one of the custodians to this new Trek era, and I welcome it. She's bringing great ideas, great things to Trek. The episode, the way it was shot, directed, and created was phenomenal. Don't know who did it, but it looked great. I feel in order for us to move on to the future, another 60 years, we have to kind of change with the times. I know some of the old school don't like it. A lot of the things that are happening in the globe currently with everything, Super Bowl, Star Wars, you name it, it's a transition from the older generation to the new generation, and taking these IPs or whatever these things are and getting the youth into it, to have the old people into it, and have that transition be smooth. Because some of the older demographics may care for these things to be in a certain way, and they want to stay that way, but in order to get with the younger demographic, you kind of have to morph or switch into something different that some of the older demographic don't care for. Everything that's been around for a while is starting to have this problem. The Super Bowl is going on this week, and you're hearing about the Super Bowl, right? It's everywhere. And so, like, as a fan of this franchise for so many years, I understand, and I say this all the time, that the edict, the infinite diversity, infinite combinations is what I like to bring and say in this moment. Because by the edict, based on the edict, this means that you will have infinite diversity in infinite combinations. That means with Trek, there's going to be infinite iterations of this thing we love. But if we stay true to the core principles laid out by Gene Roddenberry, and we stay true to those, and his son's still around to kind of give us an insight on that, then we will be okay. And me, as a long-time Star Trek fan that loves every series, I can find something magical about all of them. I'm all here for it. Bring your vision, bring your new way, do what you do with it. Just stay true to the Roddenberry vision, and we're good. I also, as a voice internet, as a podcaster, and just as a fan, feel I'm partially a custodian to this wonderful, wonderful franchise in my small way. And I've had many conversations with people that love Trek as well, like me, but just had different opinions about the new Trek, right? And me being the way I am, I want Trek to be on TV. I want movies, and if we don't support it, they will not make more. Right? That's how it goes. You got to show up to these movies and these shows, or they will not make them. So would you rather have none or some, right? You older fans and older demographic that love TOS, which I love it as well. I love Kirk. I love Spock. I love Bones. I love those old shows. I watch them all day. That they're great shows. Next Generation as well. Enterprise. I love all those shows. Love them all. I can watch them any time of the day, all the time. It's comfort. I go to sleep with them. They're great. They're epic. They're phenomenal. The characters are phenomenal. They're well done. For sure. 100%. They're great. They're phenomenal. This is some of the greatest TV ever made, right? For sure. But also, that being said, we're moving into the future. It's way different, not just in TV, but everywhere. There's so many different things happening in the future that wasn't like it was before. Technology's starting to just grow and expand in ways we can't understand, right? And this is all part of it. It's new generations coming, they think differently, they act differently, something not in a bad way, but just differently. It's just a different environment, different way of being. And the entertainment will be different. But if, like I said, if we stay true to the core principles of Roddenberry's vision, then we'll be okay. As a small part of this universe, this family, it is my job to just make sure that we steer this in the right way. And so far, with everything I've seen, I have not seen anything I felt was a deviation too far gone from where Roddenberry first started. Other people are disagreeing with me 100%. I know, I already can hear them talking already. They probably will. But I just don't feel it. And if it does, I will say it. But we have not yet. Because the custodians of Trek have been part of the universe, been part of it for long, and have been fans. And they're making sure that the ship is being steered in a direction that's going to stay true to the vision, in my opinion. And so, like I said, I'm here for Trek all day till death, baby. This is my favorite franchise on planet Earth. I've said it over and over again on this podcast, going back 10 years, back to CBS All Access, back before that. I talk Trek to death on this podcast over and over again because I'm a hardcore fan and I will not ever quit being one. They've done too much good for me in my life. Too many lessons learned, too many good examples how to be a good human being. Too many things have happened in the show that have influenced me in the most positive, beneficial way. And I will not turn back on them now, ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, Starfleet Academy, we got to see Benjamin Sisko again, or kind of again. And he's still wonderful, as usual. And if you have not seen Starfleet Academy, go check it out. And like I told you before, you probably watch it with significant other. Maybe they don't like Star Trek. They probably will like this one. My girl doesn't. She's not really a big fan. She's a hater, but she's not a big fan. And I got her into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me. I appreciate all you guys. And until next time, we'll see you. Live long and prosper. Spock. Till next time, it's Captain.
The Captain Talks.